Hey, what's up? This is Mark from Northwest Bourbon. Welcome to another great episode of Distiller's Perspective. We have a special guest here with us tonight. We have Troy from the Genuine Spirits Company. What's up, Troy?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, thanks for being here, man. I know it's late where you're at. You're in Florida, correct?
Correct, Jacksonville.
Awesome. All right, so groundbreaking thing here on Northwest Bourbon. You are the first distiller that we've spoken to on our show that was not in the Pacific Northwest. And so you're breaking that ceiling, and the reason why I chose you to jump on is because you are a military veteran. Can you tell us a little bit about your military career?
Yeah. So I joined the military 1998, U.S. Navy, stationed in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii on a destroyer, USS O'Kane, DDG 77. Did 4 years on here, did the Persian Gulf, and then transferred over to Virginia, changed jobs to the MP, Master at Arms field, and then I transferred over to Italy my first time. That's kind of where I kind of fell into my love of the industry, the wine side of things. And then San Diego, I did some stuff in mobile security team. Then I went to Chicago, and then I was a recruit division commander, the Navy drill instructor. And then I went back to Italy after that for Sicily. And then that's kind of where everything started kicking off with Genuine Spirit Company. I was still working on my exit strategy to get out. And then I transferred to Jacksonville, Florida, and retired, and then actually put Genuine Spirit at the time was P&M on the back burner, and joined forces with Hotel Tango Distillery, and I was working for them for the past 4 years. And then just now recently I've gone out on my own, and I'm launching April 1 bourbon whiskey.
Nice. So what made you want to get into distilling? And I'm going to ask that while I start sniffing what I got here is what you just mentioned, your April 1 that I just got from you that's coming out on April 1st.
On April 1st, yeah, here's it is. I got a whole. Should I share? Can they see? I'll show them the whole.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
the whole stack.
There's some of it. There's some of it. There's some of it's in the warehouse, ready to be shipped out to everybody. So we had to get through some legal documents with the state of California where everything's going to be shipped from. But yeah, it's ready to go. Hopefully, launch April 1st.
That's awesome. Hold on. Marvin's in the house. What's up, buddy? I'm making you stay up later than usual. I know. That's what I do, man.
What's up, Marvin? I got you.
Michelle, Whiskey Wanderberg. What's up? All right, so I've got the the link to join the chat pinned. Excuse me. So later on, we're gonna start playing the revolving wheel of questions, or the revolving door of questions. My bad. So audience, all you guys out there watching, you can jump on, ask Troy a question, and then once that question's answered, I'll promptly kick you off. That way we kind of keep the conversation focused on you and not going down rabbit holes and whatnot. You know what I mean? And so that's why I call it the revolving door of questions. It's a lot of fun. Wanderberg says hi, Troy. William Hall is in the house. Thank you all for your service. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers, Deathless Dogs. Dan, thanks for sending people over, buddy.
Cheers. It's on the bottle. You'll see it. Cheers.
Rob C's in the house. What's up? I'm glad you could make it this time, buddy. Brian's in the house. How you doing, Slapshot? All right, so what was it that made you want to get into whiskey after you got out of the Navy?
So actually back when I was a drill instructor, I had my partner drill instructor was a home brewer, and he taught me how to home brew. Yeah. So he taught me how to home brew, and that's where I got started there. So when I moved to Sicily, I started like home brewing myself, and then I was kind of selling around housing a little bit, but we'll keep that on the
right.
Yeah. Then so I made really good beer, not trying to toot my own horn, but it was really good. And so the next level was just to get a still,
right,
and start distilling. And so my father-in-law is a good stiller. He's amazing stiller.
Oh, really?
So I got a lot of good tips from him. And then I got a couple other buddies that like to distill. So we kind of do some distilling. And a lot of tasting of bourbons and things like that, and trying to do a lot of blending and trying to recreate it.
Nice. And
And
so you
then,
just stepped up from making it at home to working with Hotel Tango?
yeah, so when I was in Sicily, I was really predominantly beer and wine. I was working with a couple of wineries, which I still am, doing broker stuff for them. And it's called Gambino Winery. They sold in Total Wine. And then we're trying to get them in the military, things like that, but not to talk about that.
Right.
So when I came to the States, that's when I started working with Hotel Tango. That's when I really dove into the bourbon category.
Nice. All right, Will is here. Whiskey Chronicles. What's up, man? Mark Emmenecker, thanks for being here, buddy. All right, so got a glass poured of your April 1, and cheers to you. Ting. Oh, this is my first drink of the night, so
I'm not gonna lie, this is like my third or fourth.
okay. No,
so it's midnight here, and I'm off tomorrow. And I'm off tomorrow. I'm my own boss. So I said I'm taking the day off. I'm going out on the boat and I'm hitting the St. John's River.
Oh, nice. Doing some fishing.
Actually, I'm going to do some bar hopping. There's a bunch of there's a brewery called Wicked Barley. We run the boat up, grab a couple of beers, and then we go to another bar, and then we come home.
That sounds like a blast.
Yeah, man, come on out. I got room on the boat.
Lilith Morgan, what's up? What's up? Just missed the end of Deathless Dogs. Troy, are you in Indy? I'm up here.
No, I'm in Jacksonville.
Is there a story behind the name April 1? Hey,
yes, actually,
Michelle,
yeah.
You should jump on and ask so I can put you in the raffle.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Hope you're not sipping NyQuil like I am. What's up, Mayfield? Good to see you, buddy. All right, so I got the link posted, so if anybody wants to join. Also, there's a poll in the chat that asks, how do you prefer to drink your bourbon? The options are drink it neat, over ice, in a cocktail, or just straight out of the bottle. And so the audience can vote on any one of those four options. What you got, Troy?
All right, I'm going to go with straight out of the bottle. So I got a story about that too. So when I got the first batch came to the house, I pulled the first bottle out, I popped the cork, and I took it right out of it.
So your first try.
Yep.
Nice.
So I went straight to the bottle on the first try with April 1.
That's awesome. I like it. So what can you tell me about the label? Because the label has these two characters on it. And it's this nice this white with black letters with gold accent all over it. It's a beautiful label. I really like it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. So the April 1, so April 1st, 1893, the chief petty officer was established. And that's the rank that I retired at. So it's an inspiration from my time in service. I learned a lot, especially as a chief petty officer, leadership, and all those other things. And this is kind of like a tribute back to them. And gotcha. The characters, so it's a ram and a goat. In the military, and the Navy side of things, those are our symbols. So you got Annapolis has got the ram and the goats, and the chief petty officers. If you look back in the history, used to be in charge of the goats on the ship, and they used to live in the locker, so we used to live in the goat locker. So they call us chiefs and goats.
Oh yeah.
And then the cake on the middle and the barrel just kind of symbolizes that establishment in 1893. So it's just the birthday. So. And I don't know, for some reason, I was trying to tell the story without putting all the ranks and stuff on there. And I was just like, you know what? I think I'm going to have a couple fun characters, put them in uniform. I talked to a guy, his name's Steve Noble. He was our illustrator for this project. So he drew up my a few things and then put it all together.
Yep. And so there you guys go. That's the picture you see in the center of the label here. The goat and the ram that he's talking about with the cake. So you can see what that looks like there. This is on just the main page of his website.
And all the gold outlays is really big symbolism of the Chiefs because we wear gold fouled anchors with the USN superposed on it.
Right.
So, it's this little bling bling, for the bottle.
Gotcha. I like it. I think it's really neat. It's classy. It's not overcrowded. There's not too much going on. Like how some things are too busy.
Yeah.
Like some bottles are super busy. That looks clean.
Appreciate it. We try to keep the business side to one side and then the other side. We wanted to tell both the stories of the name April 1. So the name April 1, it's on the side of the bottle, so you can get a nice read on the description of that. And then it talks about our barrels. So our barrels go from Kentucky to Denver and Longmont, where Copper Sky Distillery, Mike Root over there. I don't know if you ever met him. He's a veteran Air Force, and he does all my co-packing and blending. His team does a phenomenal job. So we pick barrels, we do the samples, and then they do all the legwork, the muscle work, and we put it together, and then we package it up, bottle it, and send it out to market.
Right. So your partners that are doing the bottling is led by a veteran as well.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
Copper Sky.
I got Marvin in the house.
Marvin, what's going on?
What's up, buddy?
Good evening, gentlemen. Troy, how's it going?
Good.
You just
Cheers.
answered the question I was going to ask. So I was going to ask, where's the bourbon and where's it from?
Well, he was talking about where it gets bottled from. I mean, like where it gets bottled. So if you want to ask where the bourbon comes from.
So the bourbon comes from Bardstown.
Bardstown? Okay.
This is Bardstown juice. It's a high rye, 75 corn. Yeah, so it's 75 corn, 21 rye, 4 barley.
Okay.
And it's greater than 2 years. So it's a young bourbon, but when it came out of the barrel, it was 120 proof, and it was really spicy for the young bourbon. So we kind of mixed and matched a couple different barrels together and thought what combination. So this is a small batch, 4 barrels that we put together. And then we proofed it down to 101 proof, and we thought that flavor profile at 101 was like right on. So and then we put it right in the bottle.
I can get behind 101.
There you go.
Well, yeah, I appreciate it. I'm gonna head to bed, Mr.
Head
Mark.
to bed. It's like 8 o'clock there, isn't it?
No, it's 9. I switched to a whole new job back in January, and now I wake up at like
You got that grind.
5 o'clock.
You got that hustle.
No, Mark is the Mr. Hustle guy right there. That guy works 24/7. Yeah.
I appreciate you, Marvin. Appreciate you staying up to jump on and ask Troy a question.
Yeah, Marvin. It's a pleasure to meet you, Marvin. I can't wait to speak more.
Absolutely. Have
Cheers,
a good night.
I'll talk to you later, buddy. All right. So Bardstown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm just writing down the questions and answers, so I have notes to refer back to. What I do is after we do the show, the Distiller's Perspective, the next day or two, I go through watching the show back again and writing notes. That way I can put links in the description. So if somebody wants to jump on and they don't have like a whole hour to sit there and watch it, they can just go to the description and click on the link and jump to that part of the conversation that they're interested in seeing real quick.
Oh, nice. Okay.
We're the only ones on YouTube that does that. Just saying. Love the bottle.
Thank you.
Very neat. Yeah, Michelle asked the question of the April 1 origin. Tommy D is in the house. What's up, buddy?
Tommy D.
Great backstory, inspiration. That's right, Mayfield. Mayfield, jump on, buddy. I know you have a question just burning a hole in your head. Oh, why are you distributed? New York? Oh, Bourbon School. What's up, guys? It's Brian and Karen. I think I got that right. Bourbon for Bacon, very cool story. Heck yeah. That label is serious cool, looks fantastic. Yeah, it certainly does. And like we said earlier, if you go to his website, hold on, let me pull it up over here so I can navigate it. It's going to be available on the 1st of April, which if I take my boots off, that's 8 days away.
Yeah,
right?
8 days, April 1st.
Coming up. And so
Yeah,
you'll just be able to go right to
Click on that shipping please right there, and it tells you what states we're not going to ship to. So, yeah, Spirit's currently unavailable in those states, so we don't ship to those. Unfortunately, sorry. Federal laws and shipping laws. I wish we could get the product to you guys, but if you're in a state that you can't get it, so like Hawaii, if you live in Hawaii, you can go to your Navy Exchange if you're in the military and request it. Talk to the Spirits people.
Heck yeah. But it looks like you'll be able to ship to New York, Cali, Washington. Those are the 3 big states that we have a lot of friends with here.
Perfect. Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go. I figured it out. I'm Army. I'm not computer.
That's all right. Neither am I.
West Virginia, of course.
Yeah,
it's a good price point for Bardstown. That's
awesome.
Sure.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Actually, I was just thinking that when I was looking at that. Read my mind. I was like, I wonder what they think about the price. That's important too when we pick stuff too. We just because we want to bring premium bourbon to the market for at least a good price, and we knew Bardstown's producing fantastic bourbons, so we had the opportunity to get our hands on those barrels. And so when we started tasting, we're like, yeah, this is the bourbon we want to put in our bottles. And so we were able to get those barrels, taste them, blend them, and then so hopefully so we got more barrels coming. We're going to do the same thing, small batch, taste the barrels, put them together 4 at a time, ship them out once we get that good. And they should all be oh man, I'm so excited.
Oh, dude, that's really exciting. Do you have any other spirits that you're looking at making in the future aside from the April 1 bourbon?
Yeah, so I also have an import license, and I'm going to go to England, and I want to get some of their barrels and bring them back and put them in the bottle for you guys.
Ooh,
so it's on the docket. So
it's on the horizon.
It's on the horizon. It probably will come. We'll probably shoot for maybe next year's April 1 release, maybe, or might be an LT. It depends. So we still got to go over there. I have a couple of connections, so we'll see. That's TBD. TBD.
No, yeah, to get some Euro finished bourbon would be a lot of fun.
So yeah, I have a winery in Sicily. We're going to bring some of their empty barrels over. I'm going to try to get some of those, and then finish some bourbon in some Sicilian casks, wine cask.
Are you making Chianti over there, or just some other kind of Sicilian
No, we make
wine?
Nero Diavola. Ooh.
I don't even know what that is.
That's that fancy stuff.
That sounds super fancy.
William Reynolds is in the house. What's up, William?
He's a Vietnam vet.
My dad's in the house. You can ship to Tennessee. Heck yeah, Pops. As long as it ain't Dickel, I'm on board.
You know what? I like Dickel.
Oh man, Big Vic in the house. What's up, buddy? Well, Big Vic, if you got a question, feel free to jump on.
For those asking questions, Troy here has got some swag that he's working on that when it gets done, you'll get some. And I'm sending out samples. So all the Patreon members and anybody who comes on and asks a question, they're going to get sent a sample.
You got to win the raffle to get more. Tommy D. Shredward.
All right, so tell me about your crew, man. I've been wanting to ask you, like, how many people you got in your crew? Like, what makes up the team that you pulled into this to do with you?
The whole team is really just people from my growing up, friends and family. You might saw on Instagram, Abby's on there, and the professional looking one. She's a retired lieutenant colonel. We went to high school together, and we stayed in contact. She just retired, and she wanted to be part of the team. So I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. So she's our chief operating officer.
Okay.
Keeps me in check. Because I'm the one who gets to do all the fun stuff, tasting barrels of bourbon. She's got to do the back of the house stuff. So and then the guys in the pictures that you see, the big beards, those guys, they're all retired senior chiefs and chiefs. You saw Jason, Whiskey and Wars is in there. So yeah, so Jason lives on the other side of the river.
Right.
Yeah, so I met him. When did I meet him? About a year and a half ago through the Whiskey and Warriors. I got on because I was working at Hotel Tango and just kind of getting into the networking of everybody, and we met up and kind of went from there. So they're launching their stuff. I'm excited for their stuff coming out.
Yeah, the Brass and Anchor.
Yeah, so that's coming out too right after us. So you guys stay tuned for their stuff. They got their juices a little older than mine, so they can have good stuff.
I'm planning on having them on the show as well as soon as I can work that out with them. Mayfield's in the house. What's up, Will?
Greetings.
Trying to figure something out. Hey, Mark. Got an echo here. Sorry, give me just 1 second.
No, you're good. We can hear you.
Chickadee check, mic check.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to ask this. I don't think you guys have the echo that I have, so I'm going to ask the question and then get off. But we love to make cocktails here with different bourbons and things like that, and I'm curious, what kind of cocktail or mixed drink would you recommend with your bourbon?
It's a high rye bourbon. So some of the things I do with it, I make typically an old fashioned. I've actually been experimenting with doing some if you're doing fancy cocktails with coffee and chocolate liqueurs with it, it's got that nice spice. Kind of doing something you could do food pairing with, and chocolate tends to be one of those good cocktails that I like to do. Bouvardier's, is that? Yeah, I think that's some of the old classic ones. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is more of a comment than a question, but my whole family, my father was retired Navy, my mom was Navy, both my brothers were Navy. My sister married a Navy pilot, so
the whole family in Navy.
The family went in the Army. But I also want to thank you for your service.
I appreciate it. Thank you and your service. Thank you for your support, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, I can't wait to try it. I'm hoping I'll get to try one of Mark's samples of it, and I'll definitely be ordering a bottle. I love the look of it already and everything I'm hearing, so can't wait to get my own bottle soon.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Cheers. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks.
All right, Will. Thanks, buddy.
Nice.
William Hall is asking if you're looking at making any ryes in the future.
Yeah, so we'll be sourcing probably for a little bit until we get to the stage where we can have a production facility. Rome wasn't built in a day, so we start with the sourcing and picking good bourbon, so that way we know when we start making it what good bourbon tastes like. So we don't want to put any half-ass stuff out on the market, So.
But the plan is to get a facility, get a still, get all that stuff, and start making your own stuff.
Correct. Yeah. So that way we can start doing our own research and development. We could get the wine barrel cast stuff, and we could do limited stuff, or then we can do big time. So April 1 will probably be one of our core bourbons that we'll stick with and keep going through the maturation process up in Colorado, finishing it out there and bottling, and then we'll definitely do single barrels. We're looking at doing that. Now that we have access to some good stuff, and if we can import and find some stuff over there, we'll release that probably as single barrels as well. So, yeah, definitely lots of different innovation. We'll just have to see what everybody's asking for, and then just ask me, we'll bring it to you.
That sounds good. Marvin, did you have another question, buddy?
Sorry, I cut out. I do have a question because. So you get the bourbon from Kentucky, bring it over to Colorado to finish aging, or just for the blending portion? I don't know if I know that part.
Both. So it'll sit up there for a short, expended period of time, aging, and then. So right now we're probably going to do a minimum of 2 times aging up there to finish off before we go to the bottling.
Do they have a pretty extreme climate change in that area?
They do. A lot of the stuff is in climate controlled warehouses.
Okay.
So there are some There's a few facilities over there that are natural where it does hit those extreme weather, but for the most part, it's climate controlled.
Oh, okay. And then I'm going to sneak a second question in since nobody else seems to want to jump up and talk. Bring over some sweet wines and finish that yummy stuff. I'll be all over it.
Sweet wines. You're a sweet wine drinker, a Moscato guy?
Oh, I'm a very sweet gentleman.
Man.
We're
going to have to introduce you to some bold reds from the Mount Etna region of Sicily.
I'm game. Bring it. We'll do it.
You'll like the whites. They got good whites and they got good bubbly.
I'm game. I'm up for what I'm up for whatever you want to do.
Mark's like, hey, is this a wine show or a whiskey show?
No,
man.
You want to go to Italy? We'll go get some bottles at Italy.
I got my passport.
I'm ready. We go. I'm ready to try.
Marvin's got a serious whiskey collection, but he has a lot of great rums as well. And so he introduced me to some pretty fancy rums. So if you finish your bourbon in rum, that'll make him a
now you're up my alley.
Yeah.
Do some rum finishes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all about it. I'm definitely in love to play around. We'll do some special stuff.
Oh, good. You got me. And then last, before I jump off, the big thing that jumped out at me when your bottle, the April 1 came out, it hit me because April 1st was one of my favorite uncle's birthday. And April 1st was also the same day my grandfather died. So seeing those numbers, my uncle was a coastie, so I'm sure he would have loved some of this stuff. But
cheers to them. And they're
seeing that, it kind of has that kind of sentimental to me.
Yeah.
So I look forward to trying it out, Troy.
Well, every year in April 1 to them, raise a glass, April 1.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Take a pull from the bottle first. First sip's got to come from the bottle.
Bottled. Man.
Looking at same question.
All right. All we got is a Knob Creek. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Jerry is putting in an application to be a taster. Yes to single barrels. Yeah, Michelle loves single barrels. We all do. Oh, Bourbon Neophyte Anthony's in the house. What's up, buddy? Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate you. Bourbon and Bacon said what's up to Anthony. So how's the whiskey? I'd love to hear some flavor profiles and tasting notes, please. Well, there is a lot of sweet. It's somewhere in between a butterscotch and a caramel, right up front on the tip of the tongue. I am trying to decipher which way that's leaning, more caramel or more butterscotch, but the tip of the tongue screams that.
So I like to describe it as, you get that sweet right on the front end,
right,
and then on the back end you get that taste of that rye. Just you get that little that peppery right there, and then it's nice and smooth.
Yeah, you get a
medium body cigar. If you guys are cigar smokers, recommended highly.
Yeah, there's a splash of light pepper in the back of the palate, but the finish is really smooth. It's not super short; it sticks around for a minute, but it's soft. Yeah, it's a comforting finish. Yeah.
And I only drink it neat so far. I put it in a couple cocktails. I've experimented with it, but they say don't get high in your own supply.
So when you're not drinking April 1 these days, what are you drinking?
Come on, man. Right there.
That's some Hotel Tango.
Hotel Tango. This is Series 3. They got a Series 4 out. You guys got to check it out.
Oh, they do.
It's my brother, man. He's Travis Barnes, Marine Corps. So I told him about you guys.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, maybe get him on the show.
I hit up Hotel Tango a couple months. It was in like November, right before the holidays. And they said that they had some things on the schedule. So they sent a few bottles.
Nice.
For me to review with them when we do get them on the schedule. And so I'm pumped up. I'm looking forward to having them on.
Yeah, for sure.
So you just ended up being the one that broke the ice for the veteran-owned, whiskey that came from outside of the Pacific Northwest. Because, talk to the other guys about it, because we started out just repping Pacific Northwest, but we're all in the Army, and we gotta grab our fellow veterans, especially the ones that are in whiskey and affiliated with Warriors and whiskey and all that good stuff, and bring them along the ride with us, and shout them out, introduce them to people that we know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I growing up with those guys, man. They're pioneers in the veteran world. They kind of carved the path for veterans getting into bourbons and whiskeys and things like that. It was awesome working with Travis and Nick. Man, those guys were mentors through the whole thing. Nick wasn't in the service, but he was his best friend growing up. They were good friends. And then so through my wine imports and stuff and working with the military sales, that's kind of how Travis and I met through networking. And then I just kind of put stuff on the back burner with him, and then just kind of went to the University of Hotel Tango Bourbon School of Business.
That's awesome.
So those guys are awesome. Yeah, they're super cool. You got to check out their stuff. They got Schmallow. It's a toasted marshmallow whisk bourbon. Excuse me.
Yeah, they sent me one.
Yeah, so you could do a Schmallow old fashioned and do an April 1 kicker. Because I used to do it the rye whiskey, but sorry, Tango. I'm going to use April 1 now. It's good. Mix them together.
All right, hold on. To start some talk, I've never heard of
goats on boats. What's the story?
You got to go back to the wooden days. This is 1800s. So this is back. Yeah, it's when the U.S. Navy was out, the U.S.'s Constitution and all those other ships back in the day when they were out to sea, they had to keep their food, but they didn't have, they don't have refrigeration. So they had to keep the livestock for food. And they had to keep them alive to keep them fresh, so.
Right.
And then there was other, and then it goes into more, and the chiefs took care of them. We were the shepherds of the herd. And, and we lived in the goat locker, and that's called it the goat locker. And that's kind of where the whole chief thing came from.
Yeah, I had a facility manager that had a license plate, a personalized one, that it was goat locker. So that's where I'd first heard about that.
Yeah. The goat locker. I love it. I love the goat locker.
Marvin, did you have another question, buddy?
Marvin, I thought you were going to bed.
I may have. I don't even remember anymore.
I started talking wine, and he started losing sleep. He was dreaming about champagne.
I was tripping out.
No, I saw you jump back on, and so I thought you had another question.
Now I don't even remember.
All right.
I'm definitely going to throw a sample of this at you, though, buddy, okay?
All right.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Have a good night. Unless I'm back on 3 minutes later.
Oh, yeah. Here, I got a Copper Sky hat on right here. We were talking about them earlier.
Oh, yeah.
So veterans doing veteran stuff with the bourbon world. So it's fun. It's really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you saw on the what day was that? The first Saturday of the month, started doing a thing to where I want to have started a veterans hangout to where like veterans all over the place can just get together and talk just military stuff, and have a veteran distillery of the month and have them on with us when we do that. Thought that'd be a blast. I had a lot of people prior service asking to do more veteran hangouts.
I'm game. I'm here. All I do is taste bourbon and bottle it up and send it out.
I can't tell. Marvin, are you talking to us? You want back on?
Is he? How many people are on? I can't see. I just see me and you.
Sorry. So when you see the screen, it's just me and you. Do you see the left? Do you see the chat on the side?
Yeah.
Or to the right. Sorry. One will say private, and one will say comments.
Oh, I had it on private.
Yeah, you can see them chatting in the chat on the comments.
Oh, damn. I have to go back and look at all these. There's probably a bunch of questions in there. Technical difficulty. Operator error. It was operator error.
No, you're good. I should have told you about that. I'm a dirtbag. I'll do push-ups after.
What do they call dirtbags in the Army?
Dirtbags.
Dirtbags is dirtbags.
Oh yeah. Dirtbags are dirtbags. Every squad has one.
Everybody's got a dirtbag, but they're our dirtbag. He's a dirtbag, but he's our dirtbag.
Right.
You got to bring him in. Got to get him right.
Yep, we can pick on him, but you can't.
Exactly. So I'm reading some of these comments. Indie baby, hell yeah. Ooh, Marvin, LOL.
So have you thought about making, like most distilleries around here? We've talked to a ton of different distilleries in the Pacific Northwest, and most of them start out by making gins and vodkas because you can distill them and get them out the door, while the whiskey they want to make ages in the back.
Yeah.
And so I was just curious if you guys were interested in doing that at all, or is that something that came across and you're like, no, that's not really our thing?
Maybe way down the line. I think the big primary focus is going to be whiskey. We have our Genuine Spirit Company is the corporate side of, and they own April 1 brand, but because we have also a brokerage arm, and then we have an import arm. So I guess it all depends on what's going on. So maybe we might have gin. So actually, you know what? Now that you brought that up, there is a veteran-owned distillery in Tokyo, Marine guy. He makes gin. Yeah. So because of my import side with veterans, we were been talking to doing an import to the U.S. with him. So yeah, that's what I found. I was like, a veteran in Japan, Tokyo, making gin.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
so maybe there might be room in there for gin. You never know. So around every corner, there's an opportunity sometimes. So, you just got to pick and choose what cats you're going to skin.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a gin from Japan.
Dude, Japan's got some good gins.
Really?
Yeah. So going through, so I was a member when I first got in industry. I was part of this, they're called the Beverage Trade Network, and I was able to go to their trade shows and do things. And you really learn about all the outside, on the other side of the pond, all the distilleries and breweries and wineries that are on that side. There's so much going on. It's a global market America's got our bourbon whiskeys, and then, Irish, and then you even go to Asia and Japan. They got great, obviously, Japan's got great whiskeys, but they also got the gins and vodkas. So yeah, it's a global market, man. There's so much good stuff out there.
Oh yeah, big time. Let's see. Oh, what's up, Troy?
What up, James Morgan?
Yeah, he's in the UK. He's a good dude.
Hey, UK, have you heard of Spirit of Yorkshire, Philae Bay? Up in
Spirit of Yorkshire, Philae Bay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, good night, Marvin. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Appreciate you.
Marvin, don't get back on here.
Good times to travel.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, man. Yeah. When I first started the channel, I read about the two guys, the partners from Japan, learning how to make whiskey in Scotland, and took it back. They started making it, and then they split up. One went north and one was on the south side. Now they're the two big competitors of Japanese whiskey. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they got a lot of good stuff. Maybe one day I'll look at the Japanese. I'll go over there and see if I can score some of those barrels and bring it over.
So it sounds like James is
saying that he has heard of them.
Right, they're producing good stuff over there. So they have a brewery called Wooltop that makes all the, and then they take the distillate over to the distillery, after fermentation, and do the whole thing. And it's a Spirit of Yorkshire. It's called Philae Bay. It's so good.
Philae Bay.
They grow their own grain. They're like, if you go to the store, I've been to the distillery. It's beautiful. and you're driving through this country in Yorkshire, and it's all wheat and grain. That's all theirs, and then they harvest it, and it's straight from grain to glass in their distillery. It's awesome.
I love that. Yeah, every time I hear about one of those places here in America, like Frey Ranch or any of them, that like they grow their own stuff.
Yeah.
There's one in Minnesota. I think it's called Far North.
It's tough to do that too. I mean, it's so good though when you can. That's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of
That's a lot of stuff that you got going on in.
Yeah,
in
that's
one
that's
piece
like
of land.
that's hey, the old timers you guys got. I don't know if I can. I need a few more dollars in the bank to be able to get at that kind of scale. But yeah, it's amazing. They got so much good stuff.
Good morning from Lithuania. What's up, JD?
Ooh, Lithuania.
Good to see you, buddy.
Cool. So these are all service members overseas.
Appreciate you jumping on.
Most of them. Is that correct?
Some of them are, some of them aren't. Some of them just are from there.
Got it.
Do you finish in Colorado because of the mountain air, some altitude, or humidity effect?
It was kind of coincidental. It wasn't by design, but we were curious what it would do and tasted. So we were able to taste the bourbon before it got to the process up there, and then we tasted it. It was like, yeah, it kind of. We just like the flavor profile, so it kind of worked out in our favor.
Right, because you pick the barrels before you send them over.
Correct, yeah.
Right. I want to say that's the same way Penelope does theirs.
Oh, I like Penelope. I didn't know that. Maybe that's why I picked the flavor profile.
If I remember right from when I read up on Penelope, like they live somewhere on the East Coast, and they pick barrels from one state, and they have it shipped to another state to have it aged, blended, finished, whatever they're doing with that batch, and then bottled and sent out. And so they have like all these partners they're working with, like creating all these jobs for people all across America, basically, just making great whiskey.
Yeah, there's so many good whiskeys out there. So you said like you got Kentucky's the mecca of bourbon, and you know that's like the balance. This is kind of how I look at bourbon. And then you go over to Oregon. I kind of treat it like wine. I look at the regions that the barrels are being aged in. I'm like, all right, so you got Oregon. Maybe they're it's like West. Was it Westland? They have nice bold. And I kind of and then I come to Florida like St. Augustine Distillery, and I taste their whiskeys, and I'm like, all right, what they taste like. So there's nice different flavor profiles in different regions and maturation with the climates and all that other stuff. But, you know, and then that's kind of how I do everything. So I look at the Mecca balance. All right, now, is it bolder than it was in Kentucky, the aging and stuff like that? So I kind of treat it like wine because I came from the wine side.
Right. I love doing blind flights. And that really points out some of those differences you're talking about. When you have some craft whiskey from New York, and some craft whiskey from Texas and craft whiskey from California or Washington, they're completely different. But if you have multiple crafts from that state, you can find the similarity in them because the water's the same.
Yeah.
A lot of the places where they're getting their grains are the same. A lot of the places where they're getting their barrels are the same. And so it's kind of like different items on a restaurant's menu. Like, to where you can taste they're all from that restaurant, but they're completely different items. So they're not completely the same, but there's a lot of similarities.
Correct.
In the flavor profiles. Washington State used to have the most craft whiskey distilleries than any other state, but COVID shut down so many of them that we're tied for number 4 right now.
Oh, man.
But that's still a lot compared to a lot of places.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Washington's got a ton, man.
Next time I'm in Washington, I'll have to go check them out. I've been to Washington 3 times. So I love it. Seattle, going to see, taking the ferries and doing the loop, going from bases. I love Seattle, man.
I would give a shout out for White Peaks as an indie bottler. They will compete in 10 years age statement. Nice.
Yeah, indie bottler, independent bottler.
A lot of news. Fan or two.
What was your MOS? Are you asking me or are you asking Troy? I was a combat engineer in the Army, so I did route clearance all 4 deployments to Afghanistan. That was my cup of tea, my IEDs.
I was bosun mate turned MP, Master at Arms, military police, shore patrol.
Heck yeah.
Raw.
In the Army, the MPs and the combat engineers, we both train with the chem guys in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. So our home station, you could say, is the same with the MPs. So we have like this brotherly love, respect, and rivalry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I miss in camaraderie in the Navy. It was so much fun. You go out to sea. You got. I was considered a tin can sailor, so I had a small crew of 350 people that I lived with for 4 years, and you become a family, brothers and sisters for real. It's just like, man.
So you're counting Southern Indiana in the KY region, right? Or are you talking flavor profile wise for whiskey? I would not count Indiana as flavor profile. Same.
No, I was just saying that like when I was saying that the Mecca, Kentucky is like the balance. Is like normally where everybody understands bourbon, you know, and they gets that, and then you can branch out from there on different flavor profiles. Is kind of where I was.
Yep. Agreed.
MG is not bad. MGP's got good bourbon. I love their stuff. They got great rye. MGP's rye is delicious.
Tank ranger size. Loud as hell for 8 hours. Yep. That's dude, if you're a tanker, that's what you guys do, JD.
Dude, that's like 100% disability. I would like you guys, that's at least 10. You get 10.
I got 10. But state deciding what to call. They have chemists. I was a combat engineer in Vietnam. Yeah, I know, William Reynolds. We talked about that, man. You're a champ. I enjoyed our conversations we've had.
My father was in Vietnam. He was a corpsman, dental tech cross trained corpsman, and then my grandfather was in the Army, World War II, Korea. So I'm 3rd generation military. Any other? Are you how many generations? Any 1 time, 2 year? No.
That's well, my mother's father was in the Air Force during the Korean War.
Okay.
But
you have family members and things like that that served,
Yeah. But it's not like a direct lineage like how Mayfield's or some of these other guys. They're just like that's what they do.
Raw.
No, Good boy survived the assault. Yep. MGP, massive distilling.
Yeah.
Grandma was in that shit. Oh, that's right. Yeah, my step grandfather. He was a big deal in the
Master Chief Machinist mate. That's man, those guys are they work hard.
Yep, nothing to mess with.
You got a mosquito here, Mike. Sorry, I'm swatting mosquitoes in Florida. Go figure.
RCP 12 Bravo from Fort Lost in the Woods. Yep. Request 1 Echo 12 November Fox. Yep. Also, you were all around the engineer the engineer branch.
Don't mind.
I got wasted earlier. Oh, you're good, James. You're good, buddy.
I'm with you. It's almost 1 a.m. here.
I got
Bourbon's starting to flow a little smoother than it should.
Let's see. I might. There's somebody that asked a really good question in the chat. Now, usually I only do the raffle for people that. I usually only do the raffle for people that jump on the screen, but there was somebody that asked a question.
All right, so here, we'll see if we can get some more questions asked for the raffle. So I'm going to give away some swag. I'm going to do a shirt, a hat. The hat's going to have a logo. It's going to say April 1 on it. It's going to, similar to this shirt, a Glencairn glass and a Rocks glass. It's called the Denver Rocks Glass, and the bottom of it's got the Rocky Mountains kind of finish off that nice bourbon that's in the Rockies. So we're going to give that away. Oh, and some stickers. I got some stickers. Let me give those away. Some decals. Bam, like that.
Ooh, nice.
So that's my still right here. This is where we do all the
dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. So here's the fermentation tank. So we do all the brewing and fermenting. I haven't had it up and running in a while, but yeah, here's comes on down to the parrot. We got some samples in here, some high octane in that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then here's our kettles. We got a display right now. So all our brew kettles are from when we break down the grains and extract the sugars to come up with flavor profiles. Making beer, making whiskey in the garage.
All right, I just I pulled up the poll. Remember, I asked like 45 minutes ago what your favorite way to drink your bourbon is, and it was neat, over ice, in a cocktail, or straight out of the bottle. You want to guess what won?
What one?
85% said neat.
Neat?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because, you know what? They're judging me by my picture on my website.
No. They're saying their preferred way to drink it.
Oh, their preferred. Oh, I thought you were saying mine. Okay, got it. Okay, sorry.
No. I just asked
neat.
you
I like it neat. So when I do bourbon, so I'll do a couple different ways. I have a process. So I always want to taste it neat first.
Yeah.
And then I add some water and I taste it and see what it does. And then I go from there. Then I maybe put it in a cocktail, and then however I like it is kind of how I drink it. Because bourbon is subjective, with flavor profiles, how you drink it, So that's kind of how I choose and how I drink it. So if there's like a Michter's or some Hotel Tango, so like Hotel Tango rye, I put definitely I drink neat. The Reserve, this is a good one. This is actually from a distillery out of Ohio that went out of business.
Oh, really?
They liquidated all their assets, no pun intended. And we got the hands on those barrels, and that's kind of that back room barrel game. And so that's their series 4. It's Delicious Juice. It's from what was it called? Yeah, Flat Rock Spirits.
Wow.
And it's 75 corn. This is a weeded bourbon.
That is sweet to get your hands on, because you're literally never going to see that again.
Yeah, never see it again. So go get a bottle. I have a bottle of every release we've had at Hotel Tango. I fucking love it. They got such good juice. Those guys taught me so much about bourbon.
That is super cool. I'm trying to see how to close out that poll, because I wanted to. I was going to start a new one. Oh, in the poll. All right, so we ended with 85% preferring it neat.
Like it neat. How many preferred out of the bottle, the pool?
Out of the bottle was only 9%.
Only 9?
Yeah, I was
bunch of classy people on there.
Classy.
Hey, I'm Florida. I live in Jacksonville. I'm a Florida man, so you know how we do in Florida, man.
All right, so I'm asking, what is your preferred proof range?
Right, 101, 100. When I get into the 115 range, it gets really spicy and hot for me. I'm not opposed to it, but it's not where I like to hang out. I like to hang out in around the 90 to 100 range. 101 is really good.
Well, I already put that as one of the options. So what I've got is 80 to 90, because that's pretty much what you see on the baseline of everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I put 91 to 100.
Then there's the 101 to 115, which is my sweet spot.
Yeah.
And then there's those out there that like the 116 and above, all the way up to the hazmat.
Woo, yeah, man. Some of that stuff's high octane, man. I'm like, whew.
All right, so I just threw that poll out there. So those of you guys in the chat, you can vote on that. What is your preferred proof point? when it comes to those different ranges in there. You won't be able to see it in the StreamYard. You'll have to click on the YouTube to see that poll. If you have a YouTube window. But if you open that window, you got to pause our video or else you'll get an echo.
Okay. Got too many.
I'll get Article 6 knocked up, but trust me, I have lived it. Yep, absolutely, James. We've all had our time there. We're a highbrow. You know, a glass. And we got our pinky fingers
that's
out.
Fancy. That's real fancy. I got to screenshot that. It's your on the YouTube what it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I worked on that thumbnail yesterday.
Dude, you're really good at the media stuff, man. I think you might have found your forte after your life after Army.
Oh goodness, I don't know. It's fun for me just because I like the engagement that comes for it. So I try to think of what would I want to see. You know what I mean? It's fun for me just because I like. Oh yep. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
1760. Oh, I got the back room here. Check.
All right. Hey, good night, pops. Appreciate you.
Good night. Yeah. Good night.
Yeah, my dad's in Tennessee.
So it's Tennessee whiskey.
I'd say
I like Tennessee whiskey. Jack Daniels, man. That's kind of where when a youngin sneaking in out of daddy.
Gotta hit the hay. Cheers. All right, hey Rob. See you later, buddy.
Pleasure. Thanks for coming out, man. Actually, for everybody on here, before you jump off, I don't know if we're coming to end or not. Thanks for coming out and seeing and hearing Genuine Spirit Company and April 1. I just want to appreciate it. Thank you all for your support. It means a lot to us over here, the veteran side, veterans sticking together. Wars and whiskey, all of us is thank you so much. It's a good brotherhood, it's a good camaraderie, and I love now that I'm not active anymore, it keeps that good camaraderie. So cheers to
absolutely.
You. Cheers to all of you. Thank you for your support. Cheers.
Yeah, man, 100%. Early morning. Yeah, Rob, I feel you, buddy.
Oh. There's nothing better than PT and drunk hungover in the morning.
Yep. Been there.
I think we've all done that. I don't know. I've done it a couple times. I mean, it's not something I may want to make a habit out of doing, but I'm like.
All right, so Williams in Indiana, and
where are you at in Indiana, William Hall? Are you on the north, east, south, or west side?
I think.
Can you get on? Can you put him on video or no?
When I was in Indiana, I had family up in the Fort Wayne area.
Yeah, so there's Hotel Tango 2's up there. So yeah, I've been up to Fort Wayne. It's pretty cool up there.
Yeah. He's in the northeast corner.
Northeast. Oh, okay. So near Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Richie Z is in the house. Hey, Richie, appreciate you dropping that link.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so we are planning to go to Indiana. There's a lot of roots there. So actually, my ties to Indiana for my wife. I married an Indiana girl, so that's kind of how I ended up with Hotel Tango up there. It was just kind of crossing paths through that neck of the woods, and one thing led to another. So yeah, I'll definitely go in Indiana. My brother owns a liquor store down there in Greenville. We're gonna have some. Grew up in Bluffton. Hey, do me a favor, go in Hotel Tango 2 and talk about April 1. They'd be like, what? Just kidding. Just fun camaraderie. Like,
oh, yeah.
With those guys.
But yeah, Richie Z, thanks for dropping that link, buddy. It's good to see you.
Yeah, so April 1st, link's going to go live. So if you that is say coming soon, it'll change to buy now. I think it's going to say buy now on there. So yeah, if you're not sure if they ship to your state, just click on that. Drink sharp, relax, confident with April 1. Yeah, so there's more literature in there. So we're working on it.
Yeah.
It's going to update. We're going to keep it live. I want people to be able to see the changes and all the things that we do, full transparency, because I think it's kind of fun to people who are like, and you get to iron out the glitches that way.
No, I think that's fantastic because one thing I definitely don't like is when a company just straight sources and puts their own label on it and sells it and doesn't talk about anything about the process where it came from or anything like that. So where they're sourcing without representing the people that made it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot of good distillers, and I would like to capture as many as I can and just take it, put it in a bottle, and so everybody can just have fantastic bourbon all the time. There's so much of it out there.
Right. I like the way you guys go about it to where on your website and on the bottle, you talk about the pieces of the process to it. And what you were sharing with us earlier about that, your partners, people are on those other steps in the path.
Yeah.
And to where it's like, I was gonna say like a group effort. Like it's
a total group effort.
The transparency is there.
Yeah, you gotta find building a team. It takes you got to find people that are interested in what you're doing, and they want to get involved. Because sometimes you got people that are interested in cars, you got people that are interested in boats, you got interested in stuff.
Right.
Everybody's capable, but you kind of really want to say, hey, this is what's going on. If you want to, and then it's full transparency conversation between people that are doing everything, and that's just as a team rowing together, and everybody knows what everybody's doing, what their roles are, and it's just kind of like, hey, cool, this is our part, and we just do some good things, so it's fun. Yeah. And I'm hanging out with my friends, and they're all my friends, really, so it's really
right.
It's like, hey, you want to sell bourbon? Yeah, okay, let's go sell some bourbon. Or you want to go drink some barrels of bourbon? Yeah. Okay, let's go, friends.
Twist my
hobby into, yeah.
And that's the way I like it. That's the way I would think it would be. There's a lot of companies out there that source that don't disclose and like don't have a relationship with the people they're working with that in that way. And they don't even say on the bottle where it's made. And I'm like, why would I want to buy it from you if I don't even know where it's coming from?
No, it's all full disclosure thing. Transparency is everything. He's like, I want to know, like there's a great story behind this bottle, and nobody knew about Flat Rock Distillery. I mean, something happened during COVID, and they had great bourbon in a warehouse, and they just, shit happens, and
right.
And there's great stuff, and we were able to capture that and not go to waste, and it didn't go down the drain. We were able to keep it and go in the bottle and share it with the world. So,
absolutely,
yeah. So, yeah, I would definitely don't dismiss all. There's all kinds of good stuff out there. Richie Z.
Yeah, Richie Z is a good dude.
Y'all get me drunk on this show. This is a dangerous show.
It is because we can just hang out and talk whiskey,
drink bourbon, and talk everything. But you're busy. You're doing a lot of clicking. How many mouses do you go through a year?
I'm still on the first one, man.
That's a good one. That's high quality Dell mouse.
Super high quality. No, not Dell. Oh goodness. All right, so you mentioned a swag pack, and so the only two that jumped online and asked us questions were Will and Marvin.
Will and Marvin. All right, you guys are going to have to duke it out. We're going to have to come up with a...
Share screen. All right, so Will and Marvin. We're going to see which one of them is going to get...
Click to spin.
All right, let's go.
Look at that little thing. That's fancy.
And it's Marvin.
Marvin. Congratulations,
hey, congrats, Marvin.
Marvin's a bit. He don't even know he won.
He'll find out when he watches it tomorrow.
No, he's a good dude. He'll check.
No, it's
it out.
awesome. You guys are all awesome, man. I chatted with him a little bit on email.
Oh yeah, yeah, super good dude. Oh snaps, he's still in here.
He didn't go to bed.
Suck it, Will. Oh goodness. I wouldn't fork out, but makers hit the spot. Yep. I'm a winner. Yeah, you are, buddy. And so, just shoot an email to go on to Genuine Spirits. Shoot Troy an email and give him your contact info. That way, when he gets his swag up, then you can get some swag from him. And you and Will are both going to get samples of this April 101 proof bourbon and
Bardstown, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Absolutely.
That liquid gold deliciousness.
And so just to reiterate again, on April 1st, this will become available for you to purchase.
Yep. There's the buy now button at the top. Make sure everybody knows what that buy now button is. There it is. Bang. Yeah, please let me know if there's anything you guys want on the website, like you want new cocktails. Shoot me a DM, shoot it, post anywhere. Say, hey, love to see some more of this, So it's about y'all. Whatever you guys want, we would try to produce as best as we can, And then if you want more cocktails, we'll try to put more cocktails, on Instagram. If it's more other kinds of things, tasting notes, things like that, just let us know. And we'll be happy to share everything. Full transparency,
Yeah, right on. If you guys aren't already following Genuine Spirits on Instagram, go ahead and click through them. You can find them through Northwest Bourbon and click on them, give them a follow. And well, good night. William Reynolds is signing off. Appreciate you.
Good night, everyone.
Richie Z said he'd like to order a bottle April 1st, buddy.
Yeah, April 1st is going live. I'm glad we got it. We set a date, we set a goal, and we just got to have product ready to ship to y'all. So it's there. It's ready to go, and you got to have to cut through all that red tape, all that government stuff.
That's fantastic, man. I'm really excited for you and your crew getting that bottle out, released on the date that you had set for it, because that is a goal that could have easily swayed left or right. You know what I mean? But you put it in stone, you put it in ink before you knew it would be, and you just.
And it's a good example of setting goals. We were really disciplined, and this is one of those things that Hotel Tango taught me, was about being disciplined. And it says drink with discipline on setting timelines and goals and being focused. And that's kind of helped out to that. It's just it wasn't like there are things there's that missing variable that does pop up and you're like, but you got most of the stuff done out of the way. But yeah, it's April 1. Yeah, it's fun. I can't wait. It's exciting.
With stuff like that, Murphy always comes in and sticks his foot out, throws a wrench in it.
Yeah,
to be able to have
Murphy is a motherfucker, bro.
Right.
Am I allowed to curse on here? I'm sorry. I'm a sailor.
No, you're good. It's
I don't know what the rules that the FCC and YouTube. I don't know all that stuff. I'm not on here that often.
You're good. We're a late night show. We're not a prime time. We're like you said earlier.
There we go.
Yeah. We're not.
You got to add some dad jokes and some dirty stuff. You got to do some. Late night show.
Yep, I got the
veteran
late night
version.
Right on. All right, so I'm gonna close down the live stream and I'm gonna finish up with you backstage.
Okay.
I'm gonna solo you here for a second so you can give your closing remarks kind of thing. Good.
Signing off. Thank you all. I appreciate for coming out. Thank you for your support. I appreciate everything. Keep your questions coming. Full transparency with everything we do, where we get our barrels, how we taste our juice, how we pick everything. We'd love to have you guys come out, hopefully in the neighborhood, and taste some of our stuff together. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Troy. I appreciate you being here with us tonight. All of you guys look forward to more episodes coming up in the future. We've got more local Pacific Northwest distillers on the calendar, but we've also got some more veteran-owned distilleries on our calendar that are not local to us in the Pacific Northwest, because we've kind of opened up our sphere to kind of get some of those other veteran-owned businesses in
We're
here,
everywhere.
so we can all go together and raise each other up, put each other in the spotlight, and just appreciate what we got going on to our fellow veterans and those that are local to us here. So keep that on your calendar. Here at Northwest Bourbon, we got a lot more coming up. Troy, appreciate you being here, man, and all of you guys that are here with us live in the chat, and you guys watching the replay. Thanks for watching. Earn, protect, enjoy. Cheers.